Hello, it's TechTuber, and today we're going to do a comparison between the iPhone 4S and the iPhone 3GS. Okay, now first of all we're going to do a boot up test and see which one turns on first. Now I'll try and turn them off both at the same time, but it's quite hard. Okay. Now while we're waiting for them to boot up, I'll tell you some of the specs of the phones. The iPhone 3GS and the iPhone 4 both have, or the iPhone 4S, sorry, both weigh similar amount and they both got a 3.5-inch screen. The iPhone 3GS can be upgraded to iOS 6.13. The iPhone 4S can be upgraded to iOS 7.11. And the iPhone 3GS CPU has got a 600 MHz CPU, where the iPhone 4S has the iPhone 4S is turned on first. Like I was saying, the iPhone 4S has and now the iPhone 3GS is turned on. Now, let me tell you, the iPhone 4S has a dual-core 1 GHz CPU, so obviously it's a more powerful CPU than the iPhone 3GS. But you would obviously expect that, as the iPhone 4S is the newer version. Okay, now let's play Subway Surfers on both of them to see how they do. And at first glances, they both seem very similar. Oops, very hard to play with two hands. And there doesn't really seem to be any big difference. Okay, and I'll focus on playing with the iPhone 3GS. And as you saw, there was only a teeny bit of lag, but there's no lag at all now actually playing it. I did do a video before on the iPhone 3GS, and I think when I was recording, I must have accidentally not closed all the apps down, because it's not laggy at all now, and there's no problem with it at all, and it's very responsive, and everything's perfect with it. So with the iPhone 3GS, if you are going to get it, or if you're just wanting to know what's about it, the iPhone 3GS, you can't really multitask as well, because if you have lots of apps open at once, the iPhone 3GS can't seem to handle doing stuff with lots of apps open at once, whereas the iPhone 4 is a lot better at that because it's the newest device. But now, as you can see, there's nothing wrong with it at all. Now I will play with the iPhone 4, and first of all, it's only a slight noticeable difference, but the iPhone 4 just seems a tiny bit brighter and a tiny bit better quality, and obviously I've hardly played on here, that's why it's a high score. But yeah, there's not really that much difference, both similar, both no lag at all, or hardly any. There's only a tiny bit at the beginning. But the only thing with the iPhone 3GS also is I accidentally clicked on an ad, and when I accidentally opened the ad up, it did take around 10 seconds to actually load that ad up, and it was slightly annoying, as if you do that every time, obviously it will get more and more annoying every time. Where when I accidentally opened it on the iPhone 4S, it was a lot quicker and a lot smoother actually opening up the ad from the web page. And now there's not really any difference at all. It's only that the iPhone 4S has is slightly brighter and has slightly better screen quality. That doesn't really matter on a game like this at all. Obviously it will have, as iPhone or Apple were boasting about how good the iPhone screen quality was when it first came out. And yeah, they were both very similar, not really any difference. Okay, now let's go on to design. The iPhone 4S is slightly thinner than the iPhone 3GS, but because of the iPhone 3GS curve, you can't really feel the difference that much, and it's not really that much of a noticeable difference. And obviously the iPhone 3GS has a plastic back, where I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but I'll try and do a close-up video of the iPhone 3GS and or a close-up picture. The iPhone 3GS, there's quite a common problem with where you charge it. The plastics tends to sort of break there. It's not really a problem at all, it's just if you like your phone being perfect, it's something to look out for if you're going to buy one. Whereas the iPhone 4S, it's a very nice back. It's got a glass back, but obviously it's a glass back, so it does break quite a lot. There's quite a lot of instances where it breaks, unlike the iPhone 4S. Now, overall, both designs are very similar. As you look at the bottom, very similar design. You've got the speaker and the mic. And yeah, both designs are very similar. Volume buttons. Try and find the volume buttons. And volume buttons are quite similar. You've got the silent button there. And now the iPhone 4S's volume buttons is actually buttons. With the iPhone 3GS, it's like a rocker. Okay, now let's move on to the top. Both of the phones, you've got on the top the headphone jack and the power button, where the iPhone 5, the headphone jack is at the bottom. Okay, and with the iPhone 3, you've got a light where or iPhone 4S, sorry, you've got a camera light on it, where the iPhone 3GS you don't have a camera light, something you might want to note down. But both of them sort of very similar in design. Obviously, the iPhone 4S feels more solid in the hand. It's a more newer phone, slightly slicker design than the iPhone 3GS, but the main basis of the design, where all the buttons are very the same, and Apple didn't really change that much apart from the glass back and the curve and the metal rim around the phone. Okay, now let's go on YouTube, see how they perform. Obviously both using the same internet, so they should perform similar times. And the iPhone 4S was slightly faster than the iPhone 3GS. Now let's go to a video. First we'll go to my channel. Okay, sorry for being silent for here, but it's just quite hard to talk and write something. Okay, now let's search both of them at the same time. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and the iPhone 4S was slightly faster there. Go. Oh, didn't click on that. It was an unfair test. I'll go back just to have a... Oh, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I can't seem to do that. Okay, now I'll try and click on a YouTube video. 3, 2, 1, go. And the iPhone 4S has loaded slightly faster, and it has already started the video. The iPhone 3GS did have to load an ad up, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Okay, let's skip to the actual... Well, let's skip to the actual video. Okay, now let's play them, put them on full screen. The iPhone 3GS did seem to freeze a little bit when putting it on full screen, but not really that much of a difference. Oh, don't want to change quality. Okay, now let's start. See, these are at different points. Ooh. Okay, in both of them there doesn't really seem to be any lag, but it's not really an action-filled YouTube video that we're watching, as you can see. And both of them seem to be performing very well. Okay, the only problem was with the iPhone 3GS was waiting for it to move to full screen. It took a while, and also actually loading up YouTube, it took slightly longer. But overall it's very good, and now I'm going to find an action-packed YouTube video for you to watch to see if there's any difference. Okay, now we're going to watch a video more in it so you can see more of a difference. Or not, well, just so you can see a video of lots of action in it. Okay, now let's find a video that one looks like. Okay. And again, the iPhone 4S loads up a bit quicker. Full screen, slight delay, full screen, an even bigger delay. Okay, now right there, let me just move this video somewhere around there, and it seems to have loaded pretty well. Didn't really take too long. Do the exact same with this video, somewhere over there. Okay, now ready. Oh, it's really hard to use. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, as you can see with both videos, there's no lag at all with them. The only thing is the iPhone 4S, the actual quality of the video there's a noticeable difference, not a huge difference, but a noticeable difference between brightness and actual quality. Okay, let's just stop the video. Now, with both of them, they were very similar. There wasn't really a big difference between them. The only noticeable difference between them was actually when opening up the full screen again, like before. And the actual video quality was better on the iPhone 4S, that's to be expected, than the iPhone 3GS. So now I'm not going to tell you which picture and video the picture and video is taken from. I'm going to tell you after, so your opinion isn't biased, but it should be quite obvious that the iPhone 4S has an 8 megapixel camera and the iPhone 3GS has a 3.1 megapixel camera. Okay, and the first video and picture was from the iPhone 4S, and the second video and picture was from the iPhone 3GS. Okay, now I'm going to take a picture on both so you can see the shutter speed and compare them to each other. Okay, I'll try and do it at the same time. And the iPhone 4S was way faster. If you didn't see that, I'll do it again. As you can see, the iPhone 4S takes them more or less instantly, and it's really fast. It's extremely fast compared to any phone, even the newer phones. Okay. Oh, don't know why that came up. Now I'll just take a video. Don't know why. No, okay. Getting confused between the different iOSs. Okay, now take a video so you can see the difference between how long it takes. And I don't know why I did video, because they do it instantly. The iPhone 4S was slightly faster, but only by a couple of seconds, and that could have also been just my finger.